In this question from AP Calculus Review, they give you a function r of t to be a differentiable function that represents the rate at which people leave a restaurant in people per hour after t hours since opening. What is the approximation of the total number of people who have left the restaurant from t equals 0 to t equals to 10 hours if a left Riemann sum is used with 4 sub-intervals as indicated by the table? You don't have to do the graph, but I'm just gonna plot the points just to see what's happening and use it for explanation as well. So here I have the points when t is 0, I have 2 on the function value, and then 2, 4, 4, 1, 7, 8, and 10, 0. Then I'm going to connect this graph of the function. Doesn't mean, again, so it has to be exactly the same, but if it is something like this, then they say to use Riemann sum, the left approximation of it means I'm gonna take the left side of the graph as my approximation. So I have to divide the graph by 4 parts, and then I'm taking the left approximation and connecting it to the next value. So for this part, this is the left for the next, so this would be the first interval. For the next interval, this is the left point of that one. So I will have this part. And then for the next one, the left approximation, the point is right here. So I have to do this. This would be the next part of the area. And then for the last part, I will take this one, and that will be my last area. So now if I calculate the sum of all of them, or I'm going to call it to the left side of each point, so when I take the point, it's based on the left side of each interval, I will have the area of the first one. So here is the area of the first one. The height times the base will give me 4. The area of the second one, the height times the base, will give me 8. The area of the next one is 1, and the base is 3, so that gives me 3. And then the next one is the last one, so I'm going to use this color. And then the height is 8, and the base is 3. So that gives me 24. So now if I add all of them, I have the approximation. The left Riemann sum would be equal to 39. And the answer in this case would be D. If I did the same for the right Riemann sum, then I would have different intervals. Let me show you an example for that one in this video. So if I take the right side of the intervals, I would look at these areas. So this would be my first one, and for the next one, this would be my next one. That would be based on the right side of each interval. This would be my next one, and the last one would be 0 because the last part right here is 0. So my approximation on the right side, so the sum, the Riemann sum on the right would be equal to, so the first area, 4 by 2 is 8. The next area is, for green one, 1 by 2 is 2. And then the last one, I have 8 by 3, and that gives me 24. So in this case, my total would be equal to 34. And to confuse you, you see that both answers included. So you have to be careful because it says left Riemann sum. You have to choose the right side for each area when you plot the points or look at the graph. You could also use the table alone without having the graph, so you could avoid using the graph. You could look at the intervals this way. So your x-axis is between two integral is increasing by 2 and your height is 2, so you would get a 4. And then your x-axis is increasing by 2 and the height is 4 on the left side, so that would give you 8. And then again, your x-axis is increasing by 3 and the height is going to be 1 because it's on the left side, so I take the left side, so that would be a 3. And again, your x-axis is increasing by 3 and the height is 8, so that would give you 24. So the Riemann's left sum using just the table alone would give you 39 in this case. If they ask you the right Riemann sum, not the left one, then you could also use the table to do these calculations. You would have x increasing by 2 and y is 4, so we get 8. So I'm taking the right side values for r. Then x is increasing by 2 and the height is 1, so I will get 2. And then the x is increasing by 3 and the height is 8, so I'm gonna get 24. And the x is increasing by 3 and the height is 0, so I will get a 0. So for the right side Riemann sum, you would have an answer as 34. And then for the left side of Riemann sum, you would have 39.